This is the Ecovacs Deebot T30, and I've been a fan of Ecovacs for a long time, but I wanted to approach this review with a little bit of competition around me. Ecovacs, in my opinion, was one of the first great robot vacuum competitors to something like a Roomba. They provided a product that was better and cheaper. But over the last few years, competition has gotten very stiff. And of course, it meant that Ecovacs had to innovate. And innovation sometimes means prices go up and up and up. And they did for a while with their really fancy Omni lineup of those big black and sometimes white boxes. This Deebot comes in at 1,800 Australian dollars, but it's on sale right now for 1,400, which makes this a really peculiar choice because it is a premium product at a reasonable price with a lot of competition and a few downsides. So let me tell you all about them. Welcome to my review of the Deebot T30 from Ecovacs. Big thanks to Ecovacs for sending this for review. Let's get started by rolling the intro. So the first interesting feature is the mopping pads do extend outwards into the edge, as they say. It's called true edge mopping technology. It's adaptive. And that means that when the robot is sliding around your wooden floors, it does extend the mopping right to the edge of that wall or an object. And actually, it kind of almost extends itself, leaving a little bit of a gap in the middle, but then that's fixed the next time it comes around and mop. Now, the next bit is the zero tangle capability, and it has little teeth inside the brush that basically grab the hair as it tangles around and stops it from going all the way around and into the end bits. That works perfectly fine, but I did still notice that a lot of hair got clumped in the center of the brush, which you'd have to just pull apart or get scissors to cut. So it's not perfect, but it works better than most. Next up is the station. Now, Ecovacs says this is the mini Omni station and that it's compact. I don't know if I agree with the compact part. It's still quite large. Like, look at this, it's almost half my body. My torso is almost the same size, even around the edges here. Now, it does do a fantastic job in cleaning the mops, and that is proved by the dirty water here. So warning, I'm going to show you what that dirty water looks like, and it's terrible. It takes on the water from here after cleaning the mops inside the station, and then it goes out, cleans your floors, comes back and cleans the mops again during a clean, and then sucks up all the dirty water into the back. The way the mops spin and the way they clean themselves in this Omni station, I'll give it to Ecovacs, a fantastic station that requires very little maintenance itself. Now, the robot. This is a very powerful robot. It has 11,000 pascals of suction, which means that when you turn it on turbo, it really does do a deep clean, but also sounds like a rocket engine. It is very loud on the highest settings. I've been using it on standard and high, and standard has been great for everyday cleaning, and that's absolutely fine. If you really have a very messy home and you want to do room by room, turn on continuous cleaning, put it on turbo, and it'll go back, empty itself, clean itself, recharge, and go to each room. This is great if you're away for the whole weekend and the house is ready to go, just needs a big clean. Now, in regards to navigation, it has true detect motion at the front. It has a LiDAR, which is great for large obstacles. I will say that it still sometimes catches things like really small cables, like charging cables and shoelaces. That's pretty normal. But there is a setting inside the app that means it's extra sensitive, and I did test that and I noticed that it stayed further away from objects and walls, which kind of was detrimental to the cleaning performance around edges. So I left it as is and just made sure the shoelaces are out of the way. Now let's take a look at the undercarriage. We've got our two mops right here, and of course they're Velcro straps, so you can take them off, put them through the wash, which I would recommend at least once a month, if not more often. If you're doing a wash, chuck them in, you know, it's part of your routine. Here is the brush right here, and you may ask, and I know a lot of people wonder, is what happens if this goes on carpet after mopping or during a mop? Well, this right here does lift up to 9 millimeters, so pretty much the thickest carpets will not be touching these as it vacuums. Now, in the app, there are settings to make sure that you either mop first or mop second after vacuuming, or do both at the same time. Now, I've been doing both at the same time, But in the last 1 week, I've decided let's go with just vacuuming the rooms first and the wooden floor and then mopping. And I found that it kind of provides a better clean because you vacuum through everything and then you mop. But I only did it when we were out of the house completely. If we're in the house and it's running around mopping, it's best to get it done once instead of having it run around twice. So I want to let you know about a couple of features that I found kind of interesting, kind of cool, but maybe not the best thing. One of the things is you can kick this front bit and it'll start vacuuming in auto mode. Really like that. Saves you from bending over and pressing it. As somebody who picks up kids all the time, this is a fantastic feature because that's one less bending over that I have to do. The other feature is the Eco voice that I never use because I find it really difficult. Every time I say to it, I have to repeat myself multiple times. It never catches my voice. I don't know if it's my accent or not, but it's not great. The functionality that it allows you to do is tell it to go to the master bedroom or the bathroom or do those things, which you can do via the app, of course, but that requires taking out your phone, which, to be honest, I prefer because I can select which rooms in order to do the cleaning. So I never use the voice because Google exists and I can go up to my Google Home and say, hey Google, do this or start the vacuum, and then this works. And I'm not really picky about which room it starts at that point because otherwise I pull out my phone and do it. Let's dig into battery life because it touts 200 minutes on the website, but that's not really the case because that's dependent on what settings you use. If you go to standard mode, you get about 150, 160 minute cleaning, which is absolutely enough for my 4x2 bedroom home because as soon as I go one up, it drops down to 107 minutes. And then if you go to turbo, it goes even lower. So you'll have to basically do room by room and then recharge. You have to keep in mind that if you have a big home, you probably want to run this more often at a lower suction to keep the house clean, or if you are going to do a deep clean, make sure to give it a bit more time because it has to go back and recharge. What I do like about the fact that when it goes back and cleans itself, the mop specifically, it also empties itself here. So you never really get a point where the bucket is too full to continue vacuuming the house. This, I think, is a killer feature that Ecovacs added, but the battery life is the most disappointing thing about this robot. Now, what about cleaning performance? Every time it went into a room on high suction, you couldn't pick anything out on it. There were no little drops of dirt or dust and bits and pieces. The mopping capabilities are really, really good. The floors were spotless. The dog walks through, brings through mud, the kids drop their food on the floor. When this runs through, nothing is left, it is spotless. And the fact the mops spin and have the little extension means that the edges are also cleaned. My only disappointment is that there is no second brush on the other side. I kind of hope it gathers everything from all around it as it flows through, so it has this bigger reach when it goes through wooden floors. So can I recommend this? Well, let me try and fix some confusion because there are actually a couple of versions of the T30. So here we have the specifications for a T30 Pro Omni, which we have here today, and a T30 Omni. One retails for about $1,600 to $1,700 depending on discounts, and the other one, the T30 Omni, retails for discounts at $1,300 to $1,400 with a couple of $100 difference. But what is the exact difference? Well, this is what I want to point out to you. So here we have a specification list, and we're going to zoom in a little bit to over here. So as we go down, it's pretty much very similar for the two products. 5,200 milliamp battery, 11,000 pascals, all great and good. And then we get down to the section here where it asks, do you have Eco? And it's a no for Eco over here, which is again, not too bad. And you know, like I said, I haven't used it. Then we have this, the AI rewash function and AI remop function, which is really strange because I don't know if it really affects the cleaning capabilities. Remop is pretty simple. It'll go to an area that it thought was dirty and needs another round, and the AI rewash will think that, oh, maybe the mop is a little bit dirtier than before and rewash it. But to be honest, I don't know if it really makes a difference, and that $200, well, I think you might be better off getting the T30 Omni, and if these two don't bother you, it actually might be a better deal. This is my top pick for anybody looking for a robot vacuum for a large home. It's easy to use, it does the job well every time. If you have a 3x2, this might be even better because you can put it on the higher suction levels and it'll do a really good clean of your home. So friends, thank you very much for watching. Big thanks to Ecovacs for sending this robot for review. Links below where you can grab them, Amazon and any other store in Australia that stocks it. I'll try and find the best deals for you. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in another one. Bye.